Like many internet stocks, Twitter has seen a downturn as well in the overall market collapse the past month. There definitely are worries for Twitter over the momentary online ad spend, and indeed that's why, even though before markets began seeing their bottom fall out, Twitter, which had nearly reclaimed its $40 mark, has now tumbled pretty far. It's down well over 30% ish, and even was a little bit lower before amid the mid March downturn. However, I'm very optimistic for Twitter. I think that this crisis has shown that a lot of people are using Twitter and learning how to use Twitter that previously were not on the platform or maybe had no interest in the platform. Twitter has shown it is a great platform for getting real time information from all over the world, from complete strangers in a very easy, accessible format, unlike, say, Facebook or Instagram, which allow you to retrieve information from strangers, however, are much less flexible in doing so. And so I think this is really key for Twitter because ever since it IPO'd in 2013 and it's been around for many years even before then, it has struggled to really find its niche. Like it's struggled to really determine what kind of company it is. Other companies like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, etc., really from the start of their public or active life in the public square, knew what kind of company they were. They knew exactly what functions they wanted to put out there, the kind of users they wanted to bring in, the kind of activity they wanted to see from the users. Twitter has not, and that's one reason why after its IPO it really fell into the gutter, really hitting a low mark throughout 2016 and 2017 and continued to not post a profit. It only began rallying in the recent past 1 to 2 years because it began, firstly, posting a profit finally, and two, began clarifying exactly what kind of platform it was and ruling out the things that it did not want to become, as well as digging down on the things that it saw were succeeding and that it supported. And so I think that even though we're seeing worries for Twitter amid the online ad decline, so many companies are seeing declines in online ad spending because the companies that are spending on those ads lack money or they lack the ability for consumers to utilize those ads to purchase things. And so that is resulting in a decrease in online ad spend. However, I think that many users are seeing that, as I mentioned, what Twitter can be. And indeed, we see in the downward guidance that Twitter actually has seen a huge increase in daily monetizable active users during the coronavirus pandemic. So, as you can see now, it has about 164 million, up 23% year on year. And what's so interesting about that is the fact that 23% year on year, as you can see here, would mean it's the highest in recent memory for Twitter. And at 162 million, that is quite substantial, as you can see. And I think the key thing too for Twitter amid this is that it's not just a US development, it's a worldwide development. And so people worldwide are using Twitter much more. And like with all these social media networks, there's a network effect. So once people begin using a network more, their friends use it more, their associates use it more, their organizations use it more. And so we've seen Twitter be used during this crisis for everything from people sharing tips to doctors releasing reports about patients to institutions announcing their policies and relief to governments announcing lockdowns through Twitter. And I think this really has been Twitter's moment, perhaps not immediately in terms of ad revenue, but definitely in the long run in terms of people learning about the brand, trusting the brand, and basically figuring out how to make it a part of their life. And for a platform like Twitter, that is the lifeblood. I mean, that is how they take user activity and monetize it. They've had long time troubles with monetizing ads, but we can't get everything done immediately, right? And I think that because of this, Twitter is likely going to become much more of a regular internet stock. So it's no longer going to be wildly flying all over the place, not really having a clear sense of direction or having a clear valuation attached to it. I think now we're going to start seeing it stabilize as the company itself stabilizes, and sadly, this coronavirus pandemic and the users sort of associated with it likely will, in say a year from now, be of significant material benefit to Twitter and thus its stock price as well.